I'm Chelsea. Welcome to my porch. If you're new, hi, welcome. We talk about perfume on the porch. And if you're a regular, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for always hanging out with me. Today, we are going to be talking about some super hyped fragrances here in the fragrance community and what I think about them. Over the past several months, I've been testing so many hyped fragrances and I could make so many videos on this topic, but these are the ones that I chose for today, so let's talk about them. Okay, let's talk about a new release, a new one that already has had so much hype, and it's from the House of Bo. I was convinced that I was going to love this perfume. Totally my vibe. The marketing campaign that went behind this fragrance, 1000% my vibe. They sold me at least to try it, at least to sample the fragrance. I didn't blind buy it, and that's Ave Maria. I was so excited when my sample of this arrived, and it was so hard for me to let it sit for a few days, to let it settle after shipment, you know? If you didn't know, you should let your fragrances sit for at least a few days after shipment just to let them settle a little bit, because it can be a different experience if you spray them right when you open the package compared to a few days later or even a week later. So I was patient, I let it sit. I just knew that I was going to love this dewy aquatic gardenia, the Merlot accord. I can't remember what else is in it. I'll put it on one of these corners. I sprayed it on paper and I was like, it's nice, you know, it's nice, but is it worth almost $200 for a very small bottle? The smaller bottles are nearly $200. I thought, well, I don't know, maybe it's gonna bloom on my skin and be beautiful, because it's nice right now, it's mid. And on my skin, it was a legitimate, I had to scrub it off. I tried so hard to sit with that fragrance for at least a couple of hours, and I hit the 2-hour mark and I was like, I have to get this off of me. I did not get anything that they advertised with it. I did not get a dewy, pretty gardenia. I don't know even what I got. I don't even know what I got. It was super peppery on my skin. It was not enjoyable for me at all. It smelled like a vintage perfume that you find in a thrift store that hasn't been kept well, and it's like 200 years old. I was so disappointed because I really wanted to love the perfume. I love the bottle. I love everything that they promised with it. And like I said, it was fine on paper. I did get the dewy gardenia on paper. I got some nuances from the Merlot accord, but on my skin it was terrible. It was terrible. I had to get it off of me. So Ave Maria by House of Bo was a major fail for me. Give it a try if you're interested. Maybe you'll have the magical experience that I was hoping to have. It was anything but a magical experience for me. Okay, this is why it's so important not to buy fragrances based on what you smell on paper. You always have to smell it on your skin. Because there are so many times that I could have tried a fragrance at the mall or ordered a sample at home, sprayed it on paper, and fell instantly in love with it. But then as soon as I put it on my skin, I'm so relieved I did not immediately buy that bottle thinking that I was going to love it. You know, you really need to try it on your skin for at least a few days, familiarize yourself with the fragrance and see, is this worth the money? For example, I have the tester of Baciami by Bvlgari here, and I think that Baciami is Italian for kiss me, and this fragrance, I love this on paper. This is so beautiful on paper. This is one, you know, where Ave Maria was like, it's fine, you know, I hope it really comes to life on my skin, but on paper it was fine. This one on paper, Baciami, is so beautiful. It's totally my scent profile. It is, what is it? Gardenia, vanilla, and amber, I think, are the only 3 notes listed. This one is so good, and it's a pricey fragrance. I think it's pushing like $300 for 100 ml. But then I sprayed it on skin, and it's pretty on my skin, but it's not worth nearly $300. It just doesn't sing on my skin like it does on the paper. If you all watch my channel, you know how much I love Armani Prive's Rouge Malaquais. I love that fragrance. That is one of the fragrances that makes me feel like me, you know? Like, I just feel like my best self wearing that perfume. This on paper, it reminds me of Rouge Malachite. They don't smell anything alike, but it has that creaminess that I love. It has the florals, white florals, and it has that resinous amber. That's really sensual. I love it. I love this on paper. If this smelled like this on my skin, the bottle would be on my wish list. But on my skin, it just kind of falls flat. The character of it doesn't come to life. It's not a sensual, creamy gardenia amber. I don't know. It's just fine. It's fine. It's not bad. On my skin, I enjoy it. And if it were $100, I would buy it for sure. But $300, it has to sing. It has to sing on my skin. It has to make me feel all the feelings. So this one's a pass for me, but if it works on your skin, it's beautiful. So I understand the hype around Baciami. It just didn't work out for me. Yeah, this one is luxe, and it is really intoxicating. Like, I just want to keep smelling. I could smell this over and over all day, but on my skin and even on my clothes, I don't know, it just not for me, but give it a try if that's a scent profile you enjoy, because maybe it will come to life for you. Hey. I'm doing a video, okay? No, you can't be in it. Because if you're in it, it'll take me forever to do the video. Will you guys go play with the baby while I finish? Please? Okay, see ya. I have an audience. I have a little audience beyond these doors. Okay, here is one where I sprayed it on paper and I was like, I don't think I like this. I don't even think it's very good. But I'm gonna try it on skin because it's interesting. And that is Jardins de Misfah by Nuit Nomade. You all just ignore my pronunciation. I know that I butcher all of these names. I can hardly speak my own language, English. I have my sample here, and I'm not going to spray it because I promised my friend Katie that I would pass this sample on to her so she could experience it. Jardins de Misfah, it was interesting on paper. I didn't like it. I thought it kind of was stinky. Honestly, I thought it smelled a little dirty at first, like sticky skin. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, like the dirty folds in your skin that get sticky, and I don't know. That's just kind of what it smelled like on paper. But I did spray it on my skin because I know how a fragrance can totally transform and go into a totally different direction. When I tell you how just mesmerized I was totally enchanted by this perfume. I fell hard for it. I fell fast and hard for it, and I could not stop smelling my arm and smelling my clothes the whole rest of the day. I was just like, I was vibing. I'm a queen. I am a spicy, rosy, saffron queen. This is one that totally I feel like is a me perfume. So like, I feel like my best self in it. It just totally came to life on my skin. It is this super jammy, resinous rose with saffron. And sometimes I think saffron, I smell it in a fragrance and I'm instantly reminded of Baccarat Rouge. But not this one. Nope, not this one. This one is so individual. It is just so pretty. It is so pretty, and I, spoiler alert, have a bottle on the way to me right now. It was supposed to It was supposed to arrive yesterday and it got delayed, so I have to wait another few days. But this one didn't even go on the wish list. This one, after 3 days of wearing it with my sample, I just had to have the bottle. And it was a good price point for me because I also had, I think, 20% off. I had a good discount on it, but I would have paid full price. I would have paid full price for this fragrance. It's an exotic, jammy rose with a little bit of spice. And when I say exotic, it's exotic to me because I don't live in a region where there are spices and saffron and, you know, that's not what I'm used to smelling. I'm used to smelling pine and, you know, the mountains, the outdoors. I don't get spices. I don't go to a market with spices. So this to me is an exotic fragrance and it's just so good. It's so good. I love it. I layered it with Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. Listen, those two, if you have those, or if you have samples of both of those, layer them. They vibe so well together. They're great. Both of them are great on their own, but together they're good. They work. Just try it. Try it. Let me know what you think. Before I move to the next one, let me add, there's almond in this fragrance at the base with the saffron, and the almond does take a little, like a slight cherry turn. Like there's some cherry nuance that comes out on my skin, which I really love. So if you're not a fan of almond, if you're not a fan of cherry, I don't know, it's worth trying. It's worth trying, but I do want to include that because I do get a little touch, like a little hit of cherry almond in the base. Okay, next I want to talk about Sunplosion by Simone Andreoli. I love Leisure in Paradise by Simone Andreoli, so I thought, let me give Sunplosion a try because I'm still looking for a good mango. I think really I'm looking for like the sort of mango that I like. I'm discovering, like, do I like the creamy, milky mango, or do I like the green, fresh mango, or do I like the candy-like tart mango? You know, I'm just on that journey to discover what mango I like. So I got a sample of Sunplosion. I hear great things about it. This is a really mouth-watering summer fragrance. Tart, juicy mango. It's a little bit green, a little bit aquatic from the hibiscus. It really reminds me of, if you've tried Aphrodite, I think, by Soki London. I used to have a travel size of that fragrance and then I dropped it on the floor and I no longer have a travel size of it. But it reminded me a lot of Aphrodite. It's this green, aquatic, really juicy, really mouth-watering mango. It turns a tiny bit creamy on the dry down, but it mostly stays juicy, fruity, and a little bit tart. So if you want that sort of candy-like, juicy, sweet burst of mango, then I think this is a great one. But I think that with this sampling experience, I've learned that's not the mango I want. You know, I really liked Aphrodite by Soki London, but I want a creamy mango. I want a mango smoothie, I think. I don't think I actually want the aquatic green mango. But this one is good. So if you're in the market for that sort of mango, I think Sunplosion is worth a try. Just not my type of mango, I've discovered. All right, next I had to order a sample of Mallow by Dora because I'm a purple floral lover. I love Celeste by Giardini di Toscana. I love the new Libellule elixir. So I thought surely I'll love Mallow, right? I'm gonna love it. Oh, I love Insolence or Insolence by Guerlain. How do you pronounce that? I say Insolence. But I thought surely I'm gonna love Mallow. It's gonna be a hit. I hate Mallow. I hate this perfume. Oh, I do not enjoy that. It smells like old potpourri to me. The type of potpourri that I hated as a child. I liked some potpourri. My mom bought some pretty good potpourri, but I don't know, this brings back bad memories of bad potpourri. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. So if you haven't tried those other violet dominant fragrances like Celeste, like Libellule elixir, like Insolence, those, if you haven't tried those but you've tried Mallow and you hated Mallow and you were like, I'm sure I'll hate the others, give the others a chance because I love those and I hate this. It makes me feel sick. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. I do not like Mallow. All right. Here we have Soie Malaquais by Dries van Noten. And this one, it's so interesting to me. I haven't changed my mind on this one. There has been such beautiful imagery painted over this fragrance, like this elegant woman in a silk gown coming down the staircase. All eyes are on her as she enters the ballroom. I smell glue. That's all I get. Like nuts soaked in glue. That's all I have to say about that one. That's all I have to say about Soie Malaquais. Hufflepuff by House of Sillage. I just knew I would love this one because it's Hufflepuff, you know, from Harry Potter. And I grew up in the 90s. I was the same age as the characters as the movies were coming out. I love Harry Potter. So I thought, and actually I even did the house quiz in high school and in college many times to find out what house I would be in. And it has always said that I would be in Hufflepuff. So I thought, I'm gonna love this one. And I love this one. This one. You know, maybe I'm influenced. Maybe I'm easily influenced. But I know why I love this. La Danza by Nobile 1942. Except for La Danza's better. So where I get a bright, beautiful red apple in La Danza, this is lemon. So if you're not an apple lover and you're a lemon lover, then this could be good. Yeah, this is so pretty. And if I didn't know about La Danza, like if I had never tried La Danza and I didn't know about it, then I would buy Hufflepuff on major discount. There's no way I would spend like $360 for it. I would buy it when they're having like those 50% off sales, or I would buy it on Mercari or something. But La Danza is better because I love that red apple and I love it. Oh my gosh. They're smushing their noses on this door. And like La Danza just performs so great on me. It has great performance. Maybe not so much in the high heat of summer, even though I love wearing it in the summer. I love that red apple in the summer. But La Danza has great performance. In Hufflepuff, I only get like 4 hours of wear time on it with a softer projection. So La Danza is better. But if you want lemon instead of apple, then try Hufflepuff. Yeah, it's fluffy, it's delicious. There are some fresh white florals like freesia in it that keep it lifted. Lemon, coconut, definitely vanilla. But La Danza is my girl. La Danza is more favorite. La Danza is more favorite. This last one I'll talk about. I've seen a lot of people talking about it lately. So I thought, you know, I just need to get my hands on a sample because it's described so beautifully. I think when it works for you, it really works. And that's Dolce Melodia by Sospiro. I can see when this works on someone, it would smell great. But to me, I get chiclet gum in men's cologne. Like I don't get this like warm, sunshiny feeling from it. It literally, to me, smells like Chiclets gum that I would get at the barbershop when my brothers were getting their haircut. They had those quarter machines and I would just load up on some Chiclets gum. It smells like that with some men's cologne, like classic men's cologne. So it's not for me. It just doesn't work for me, but I can see, like I can understand why people love it. So it's one worth trying out, I think. But I think I'm really sensitive to like that classic men's cologne smell. I don't even know how to describe it. You know, that like, I don't know how to describe it. I think that you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I grew up with 3 brothers, so my house always smelled like that. They're all older. They were teenagers when I was like, you know, 8 years old. So I was always around that smell. And that's what this smells like to me with fruity chiclets gum. Maybe even juicy fruit gum. But yeah, it just didn't work out for me. But I can see why people like it. That wraps up my honest opinions on these hyped fragrances. And I'm so sorry if I really jabbed at ones that you love. Just remember that this is my personal experience with them. I've tried all of these on skin, so what works for you may not work for me and vice versa. I just really want to encourage you all to try before you buy, and don't just spray on paper, because there's some fragrances out there that'll fool you. You know, you might hate it on paper and then it's amazing on skin, like Jardins de Misfah for me. Or you might love it on paper and then it's just okay on your skin, or it's like terrible. It's like, get this off of me. What do you guys think about these? Weigh in and let me know. And I'll probably keep doing this little series. So until then, you guys have a great March. It's March now and the sun is shining and spring is on its way. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.